Says 5, 6. Hello. Oh, live is gonna be hard for me. I'm a few minutes early. I'm gonna go ahead and be on there. I think it's hitting that other light. Hello. Hi, Charity. Okay, y'all. So I see people are there. This is my first ever live event. So I got 3 minutes, y'all. I just wanted to make sure I had it all set up and was ready to go. So bear with me a minute. I'm writing down some of the questions that people always ask me. So some of the frequently asked questions we're going to start with. So give me just 3 more minutes and I will get started. And feel free to put your questions in there. We are going to be answering questions. I got my little notepad right here for my questions that I'm going to start off with. But if you have a question, put it in there. We're going to answer it live tonight. I don't know how long live lasts. You know, I talk a lot, so we're going to not be on here all night. Alonzo Stewart. I am Bridget, a.k.a. Ebony. But my name is actually Bridget. So I knew that was going to be on there. So thank you, Alonzo. I'm fine with it. We got 2 minutes. I think the lighting's good. Everybody, yeah, the lighting's good. I am ready. So we got Ebony, Bridget, Charity, and Alonzo. I can see y'all in the chat. Hi, Veronica. Thank y'all for joining me. We got 1 more minute. I'm excited. Y'all know I'm excited. So be sure to put your comments in there, your questions, and we're going to get started in 1 minute. I am excited. I think I'm going to do my greeting. Oh, where's everybody from? Who's in Punta Cana right now? Is anybody on here in Punta Cana right now? Charity, where are you? Alonzo, where are you? Veronica, where are you? And Devlin's going to be reading my questions, y'all, because I read slow. Long Island, New York. Hi, Carlo. Good evening, Mario. 1 more minute. I was just waiting till 10 o'clock. I'm going to start right on time. It is 10 o'clock. So I'm going to do my greeting. Thank you for watching Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget. Hi, everybody. Memphis. Hey, y'all know Memphis. I'm from Memphis. Okay, so we're going to get started. Y'all, I said this year, I'm going to try to do live once a month. Every third Thursday, we will be live. And this kind of just gives people the opportunity to ask their questions. If they don't want to put them in the comments, or if they just want to get other people's feedback as well as mine on different things. So I have a list of frequently asked questions that people are always asking me. And if y'all don't know, me and Devlin, he right here, he's going to be reading questions to me. If y'all don't know, we just celebrated 4 years in Punta Cana. I really, really hope that the man who gives me the hardest time, Cool Breeze from Puerto Plata, is going to be on here tonight. So asking me questions, because he said most Americans, especially Black Americans that move to the DR, are always gone by 5 years. And so we are 4. So he's saying next year, y'all know how happy I am here. He's saying by next year, we're going to be packing up and moving and selling our house and going back to the U.S. and starting all over. Now, y'all already know I don't have any credit, so y'all know I ain't going nowhere. So I hope he's on here tonight. We're going to get started with my questions. I'm going to get Devlin a piece of paper because he's still in mine. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my first question that I have. People always ask. They said, "Why Punta Cana?" Especially since we've been here 4 years. Why Punta Cana and why not the North Coast? Well, let me tell y'all something. I am so happy that we chose Punta Cana, and it was for all the reasons that I'm happy with because there is a great nightlife. Y'all know we have a lot of social activities, a lot of things that was important to me. And when we moved here, we were 49. I'm 53 now. And so we were still working. And so I still wanted to be able to have, I didn't know what I was going to do because we basically, y'all know our story. We quit our jobs and moved here. It wasn't like we retired and had a pension and all that kind of stuff. We quit and moved. And so we lived off our savings for 2 years. So we knew that at some point we were going to have to work. And, COVID hit right after we got here. And so we were like, yeah, we'll probably be able to find jobs online. So it was really, really important for us to be in a city that was an active city with good internet, be able to have strong internet service, a lot of options and different things like that. And I'm so happy we did. Today, we've been here 4 years, but let me tell y'all something. Just before we went live at around 7 our time, Punta Cana is 1 hour ahead of Eastern time. So it's 10 o'clock here. And we don't observe daylight savings time. So like around 7:30, all of our power was out. Everything on our section was out. The power was out. And this happens, but it doesn't happen frequently here. But one of the things that I have noticed when the power goes out, y'all know we live on the golf course. The golf course, it brings tons of money to our community. So they are always going to work to make sure it's on because a lot of people are Airbnb in here just so that they can play at the golf club, which is, even though it's open to the public, they do get good discounts. They do get the early tee times and things like that. So we are never without power for a long length of time. The longest we've ever been without power, and I think I shared with you guys, was 15 hours, and it was right after the hurricane. So it was a hurricane, so we know why. But tonight we were without power like 30 minutes. So I have friends that live on the North Coast. Jarabacoa, near La Vega, Puerto Plata, Sosúa, Santiago. And they tell me, when the power goes out, that it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but it's frequently at least two times a week. I communicate with one person close, and I'm always finding out information from them. And they're like, yeah, the power goes out. And then she says she felt like that they're planned outages. Well, we don't have planned outages. Whenever our power goes out, I kid you not, it's a transformer has blown and we can hear it. So if people know where Cocotal is, we're right off the freeway and our house is on the back of the perimeter. So all of my subscribers, if you've done a real estate tour with me, if you have hung out with me, you've probably been over my house. So you know where I am. I'm near the back gate. And we can hear whenever the power goes out, the transformer. So I'm like, it doesn't happen a lot. We are on the golf course. They make sure to get the power back on because people will call and complain. So we were out maybe 30 minutes today, and that was it. So that was one of the main reasons, because when I got ready to move here, I was researching everything. And that was one of the things that would frequently come up. It would be about the power, in internet, in the Wi-Fi, or in their Claro services, things like that, what people would ask. And so we said, well, we're young and we're definitely going to work and we want to have a little bit of a social life. And we picked Punta Cana. And there are people who are still asking, like, now that you are getting settled in, you like the Dominican Republic, why don't you go to a cheaper island or go to a cheaper city, like go up north or go inland? Well, I'm not going inland, even though I love the mountains. I love the beach. Y'all know me. I love the beach. I need to be close to the beach. So going inland is not an option. Going up north, we visited Puerto Plata and Santiago and all those places. Not a good fit for me. It just didn't have the same vibe, and a lot of people say that the vibe that I'm getting is a fake, false vibe. They're like, oh, they're only nice to y'all because, they think y'all are tourists, or they're only nice because it's tourism and that's what they do. Everything, they're trying to get a tip. Well, everybody know me. I've been here 4 years now, so they're not still trying to get tips from me. They're not trying to hustle me. They all know me. They know, they see me on the guagua. They see me riding the bus. They see me walking down the street, riding my bike. So they know, I'm here. I'm a fixture. I'm a Dominican now. So I don't believe that. I don't think that's the case. I think that people are just genuinely nice. But when I say the vibe, the other cities up north, it was kind of like everybody has something to prove. And of course there are that handful of people here in Punta Cana that they have something to prove, but for the majority, people are just chill, they're relaxed, they just want to know what you're doing tomorrow, we want to hang out, we want to have some fun. So if I had to do it all over again, or if I had to say, if somebody just flat out asked me, where would you live in Dominican Republic, hands down I'm gonna say Punta Cana, because Santo Domingo was never an option for us. We visited once and I was so ready to go because it's so crowded. It felt like Miami or New York or Houston, one of the places I've already been. And it was just like, no, I wanted something that was a little bit less congested. And that leads me to my next question because somebody asked me. They said they were just here visiting, and the last time they were here was 2.5 years ago. So from 2.5 years ago to now, whoo, there has been so many changes in Punta Cana. There is more traffic. We've gotten a couple of more stoplights because I don't know if you're following the news here. There was a really bad accident, and I think it was maybe 5 or 6 tourists were killed. And so they're starting to crack down. And right now, the police officers, they have the speed guns. That's an episode coming up, y'all. I got a ticket. That's coming up. Yeah, I got a ticket. But there's so many things changing. And so somebody said, do you feel like you're still going to want to be here? Because, my thing is always the peace and the calm. And yeah, it's still 80% calmer, 80% quieter, 80% more crime, less crime, and more peace than it is in Houston. So in the next few years, I don't think it's going to be so drastic that I'm going to want to move. And then that's another thing why I'm so happy that I chose Cocotal. Y'all know I love my Cocotal. Is because once I'm in here, it can only grow so much. You know what I mean? There are vacant spaces, they're building apartments, but I'm never gonna feel like I'm crowded out. Like even now that there are more people here and this is high season, I could literally go up to the pool tomorrow during the day, and it may be me and two other seniors there with the pool all to ourselves. Y'all know I'm calling myself a senior. We're the only ones up there, and it doesn't really get crowded at our big pool, at our clubhouse pool, till like Saturdays and Sundays when everybody's off work and people are up there. And then we have our private pool here. So I don't feel like that even with all the building that's going on in Cocotal that I'm going to be
I'm sorry.
crowded out. Yeah, definitely, y'all. My producer, he ain't with this live. He is just over here like chit chatting, right nose. He doing all kinds of stuff. So
we're gonna take a pause to say hello to some people.
Okay, we're gonna say hello, hello, hello. Dominic said hello, Alonzo, Veronica, Carlo, Mario, Travel Jet Setter, Ricardo, David, Nigel, hi Ladine, Josephine, hey JoJo. She just did a property tour. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheryl from Houston. She just put me up for a day and a half, y'all. And I talked her and her daddy to death. And I am so happy to have them in my life. I am trying to persuade them to come back to Houston. And there's going to be a really cool episode with me and Cheryl coming up, y'all, because she gave a lot of really good information. And you're going to want to watch the episode because she has bought and sold property here in the DR, firsthand knowledge. So y'all are gonna really, really want to check out that episode. Okay, I said hi to everybody.
Yeah.
I think we might miss
We got some questions.
Okay, first question says rental property in Cocotal, rental agent. What's the question?
So the question is,
Davin's reading this question to me.
Mario, are there any rental properties in Cocotal? Where can I find a rental agent?
Okay, the good question. So he said, are there any rental properties in Cocotal? There are hundreds of rental properties in Cocotal. Sometimes agents have them. A lot of times the best place to look is Facebook Marketplace. And then you can reach out to me, people that live here, because when we're riding around on our bikes, sometimes they just put the sign in the window because they don't want to deal with realtors, and they'll just answer the phone themselves and, give you the details. But, rent property in here, like renting a 2-bedroom, used to be really cheap. I know when we first got here, people were renting 2-bedrooms for like $500, or the most was like, well, not the most, or the average was like $650. But now, oh my God, you can find maybe one or two for $650, as they're going as high as for a 2-bedroom like $1,200, $1,300. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think a lot of people thought that Kathmandu was gonna be a huge factor in driving up our property value, and our apartment has gone up, because let me show you. So y'all know we bought our property. It was listed for like $199 on one side, $219 on one side, $209. We closed at $145 because y'all know how to wheel and deal. Y'all know me. I'm a blah, 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 blah. You don't want to do what? You don't want to fix what? You don't want to turn on the power. So yeah, that's how that went. So it was pretty cool. So we got our property cheap. But now there are people with the same apartment, and I'm gonna say the same apartment, but it's not as nice as ours because they don't have the end unit where we have all of the windows, the breeze, the extra land, and they're selling the apartment like ours for $220,000. Now I love my apartment, and now fully furnished, I would say, yeah, it's worth it, $220,000. But their apartment, not on the end, not with the extra land, in the middle, is not worth $220,000. So bring your negotiating skills, because these people think that Kathmandu was going to be everything, and Kathmandu is literally nothing. I don't know if they're still building, and all of that. I don't think they're still building. I think we just got a putt-putt and then a line in the inside and maybe one new restaurant. But I'm going to bring that episode to y'all, because, they got signs says coming, right, but there's no more construction going on. It's clean. Right. There are no more dump trucks. There's nothing. So, I don't know. Did you have another question, or can I go to mine? All right, y'all. Hold on.
Veronica, when your furniture arrived, did they give you a certain amount of time to get it?
Veronica, good question. So when our furniture arrived, we were sitting by the phone like this. Is it here? Is it here? Checking our email for customs. So what happens is, when your furniture arrives, you have to be in the country. You must be in the country. And when they say your furniture is here, you better jump in your car that same day, drive to Santo Domingo, pay them, and arrange for it to be delivered, because they will start the storage fee the day they send the email. So you have 24 hours from that day. So you can let your stuff sit there, but they're charging you every single day. But y'all, we were literally like, I think we kept one bed and we sold everything else. Our house came fully furnished, but it wasn't my style. So we probably had one of the first garage sales or in-house estate sales in Punta Cana when we got here. I put everything online, on Marketplace, in WhatsApp, and people came like crazy and they bought everything. So we sold everything that we didn't want. But we went to Santo Domingo that same, actually I got up the next morning. Me and my friend Sheila, shout out to Sheila. She used to be one of the Ebony Ladies in the DR. And she and I went to Santo Domingo. We paid the customs. And one thing we didn't know is we couldn't pay with a credit card. So I had to go and get $6,000 out of the bank to take to Santo Domingo to pay my customs charges. So good question. Yep. You want to get it as soon as you can. I'm going to go to my paper. My next question.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
okay.
people said number 2 on my list says, why do you tell people? Oh yeah, y'all be getting on me. So why do you tell people not to use a lawyer for residency? I tell people not to because we are all smart, we are all intelligent, and I put it step by step by step on my video, on my episode. I'm for real, y'all. If y'all follow those steps, you would take care of your residency part that you have to do in the US. Piece of cake. You will do it and take care of it yourself. But if it's like, I don't know why people would use a lawyer for that first step, that I'm telling you, is because the lawyer is going to say, he's going to call you and be like, Bridget, okay, now I need your FBI. Bridget, now I need your medical report. And so if you just follow my list, you don't have to have a lawyer to call you and tell you the things that you're doing, because you're like doing all of your work, putting it in a package and giving it to a lawyer and giving him your money. But all he did was say what you needed when I've already told you what you needed. So that's why. And people really get onto me. They're like, you can't be telling people you don't need a lawyer. You're gonna get them put out of the country for doing it wrong. Blah, blah, blah. You're not doing anything wrong. You follow it step by step. My list is so thorough, so complete. You cannot go wrong. So that's why I tell people, for the first step, you don't need a lawyer. And even once you get here, guys, I got to do the second part. I got to tell y'all how to do the second part, because I realized my video stops with getting the visa. So I am going to do a part 2 for residency. So once you enter into the country with your visa and your passport, and you're here in Punta Cana, you're going to take your passport and all of your documents over to the immigration office behind Wendy's in Punta Cana Village. You don't even have to go to Santo Domingo. Now, we had a clown that we were friends with. I know he's not on here, so I ain't worried about it. But he conned us, got us to Santo Domingo because he needed a ride. He was a Haitian guy, and he needed to go and deposit all of his papers for residency. So he really needed to go to Santo Domingo. So we had him go with us, and he was Spanish, and we had just got here. Y'all, we did ours as soon as we got here, and we didn't even have to go there. And so we were in the car waiting for him. He was like, yeah, it's behind Wendy's in Punta Cana Village. And we were like, well, any reason why you didn't tell us that and we could have saved the trip? He was like, oh, I thought y'all just wanted to come to Santo Domingo. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that was one of our crazy experiences with the local. He was Haitian, but he was living here legally, and he just needed to renew his paperwork, to get his residency done. But, so I'll do part 2. So the second part, you really still don't need a lawyer, but, some people get intimidated with the getting their medical certificate. All you're doing is they're going to send you to Central Medical, which is in Friusa, which is my hospital, or they're going to send you to IMG. You're going to go to one of those places, and you're going to get a physical. It's so easy, y'all. It really is. You're going to deposit all your stuff, and that's it. Okay. All right. Devin, you got a question, or can I go on?
Furniture.
Devin.
You already asked about furniture.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I saw Nigel. Nigel said, do you have to own property to apply for
Okay.
Dominican residency?
Right.
Absolutely not. You don't have to own anything, Nigel. You can just go ahead and apply. But you have to meet one of the qualifications. And so that's what people think. They can just come here and apply for residency. Well, there's a checklist. Pension is what we did. Even though we didn't have like a retirement pension, I wrote a book. I don't know if y'all know it. I wrote a book back in 2013. I deferred the payments from the book with my literary agent, and that went into a pension fund. And so who knew, 9 years later that would, or 6 years later that would help us, because we weren't of age, we weren't of retirement age, we weren't on any type of a work visa, student visa, or sponsorship, any of that. And so we wouldn't have had any other way to become legal here in the country. And so the pension is what did it. Otherwise, you have to be of retirement age, or getting like some type of military thing. But those are the ways for residency. Okay. Devin, what else you got?
Just a shout out to Dora and Toya G.
Hi, Toya. Dora. It's Dora. Hi,
Dora
Dora.
Sala.
Hi, Toya G. Everybody. I do see another question. They said, what about Airbnbs in Cocoa?
Right.
So, what your question? Be more thorough. That is Ricardo. Ricardo says, what about Airbnbs in Cocoa? There are
Right.
tons of Airbnbs in Cocoa. So, and the prices vary. So, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money, and this is just me. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money investing in a property solely to put on Airbnb in Cocoa, just because right now there are 2 bedrooms on Airbnb for $45 a night, and this is high season, and that's really really cheap. So you're not making any money.
What size?
That's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and that's
Yeah.
pretty, pretty spacious because
Right.
it's Eden.
Yeah.
In Cocoa.
Yeah.
And then there are some on there like our neighbor, but I think he has a lot of repeat visitors. So he's pretty expensive this time of the year. His Airbnb, he's getting like 125, 130, and then he charges $30 a day for his car. But I'm going to tell you, Airbnbs do really good in Cocoa, but for people who are repeat, for families, for people that are a little bit older, because they don't really care about the beach. They enjoy our pool, or they're here because they enjoy golf, or they just really, like the community, and they like to get up and run and walk. And so this is the best place for that because we've got the golf trails and all of that. Okay.
Sam Brath. Good evening. We're just down the road, San Pedro de Macorís for the last month.
Hi, Sam. Okay, San Pedro de Macorís. I have a little history with, because that's where we actually bought our car. And the same beat up our hoopty that we have. We have a love-hate relationship with our Ford Focus hatchback. It was probably about $2,000 cheaper in San Pedro de Macorís than here in Punta Cana. So I would tell everybody, if y'all looking for a car, San Pedro de Macorís instead of going all the way to Santo Domingo. So we are actually in the market for a car now. We're getting a second car, y'all. We down here balling in Punta Cana, with a budget of like $7,000. That's all I'm doing. But we need an SUV. And so I'm gonna tell everybody, when you move here, don't buy a car, buy a SUV. Just say, oh, I don't need the room, blah blah blah. It's not even about the room, it's about the height of the car, because the speed bumps are so heavy, they're so high. And then when you go to the smaller cities, because we go to Igwe a lot to shop, and we go to church there sometimes, and when we're traveling around the island, they have these dips. It's either a speed bump this high or a dip this low in your car. You can just hear the metal scraping on our car. So we really do need SUV that's higher off the ground. And not all SUVs are created equal, because our neighbor has a brand new SUV and is probably this much higher than our Ford Focus. And he says that his car scrapes and he put bigger tires on it, which was really crazy. But that's another story. But I am in the market for SUV. But yeah, about $7,000 is my limit. I'm cheap, and because y'all, we have been here twice, so I am not going to be spending a lot of money on something shiny and pretty and new. It just need to get me there. I just wanted to run and get me there and travel me around the island so I can see the rest of this beautiful island. Okay, what else you got?
A couple of questions. You can choose which one. Is it hard to sell real estate in Punta Cana?
Okay, Karen, is it hard to sell? I hope I pronounced your name right. I apologize if I did not. Your question, is it hard to sell real estate in Punta Cana? Whew. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. For me, it's been easy only because I only sell to my subscribers. So shout out to my subscribers that have bought property from me. I got a good little list of y'all. I appreciate y'all. But if it wasn't my subscribers, I would not be doing it. And I'm going to tell you why it's hard. The mentality here, and it's not just Dominicans. It is people from Russia, Russians, Canadians, Americans. They all are greedy. They all want every single dime off of every single sale for themselves. So there are literally agents here that will be like, I'm not splitting commission. You'll call them and say, oh, I have a buyer, not a looker, not a somebody sightseeing. I have a buyer that wants to see your property. Can we make an appointment with you? Uh, Let me tell you, I'm not sharing the commission. Oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? So you're just gonna let your property sit. They want to find their own buyers. So it's really difficult. And then another situation that you run into is their response time is horrible. So if you have people that are coming, like I do, from other countries like the US, Canada, coming and want to see property over the 3 or 4 days that they're here, and if you're a good realtor like myself and you've sent them some listings that you've already verified are still available, then you have just a little window in order to get the appointments and show. And they sometimes just do not respond to you, or they're like, I don't know where the keys are. Let me get back to you. The property manager has the keys. Well, in most cases, the property managers are in Santo Domingo with their family for a wedding, a partying, having a good time. So it's always a mess, you know. So it's very, very hard. So you have to be patient, and you have to have a good base of clients, you know, that are really ready to buy and that are a little bit patient. I guess I would say patient with you and patient with the whole thing, the whole situation. You know what I mean? They have to be patient because they may make a trip down and they think they're going to see everything on their list that day. And you have worked so hard to try to make it happen. And then that day, the realtor can ghost you. Or the realtor can be like, oh, I forgot, you know, let me see what I can do. But nothing is ever an emergency, you know. And so that's something I had to learn because I was like livid because y'all, I'm so punctual. I was like setting up and sitting here and brushing my teeth and making sure I'm like, I'm on time for 10 o'clock for my live stream. I am not going to be late. So, in that aspect, I feel like I'm still American. I claim I'm a Dominican because my heart is so good and I'm so happy and, you know, at peace here on the island. But when it comes to punctuality, y'all, I'm American all day long because I'm like, look, I had a 9 o'clock appointment. Me and my client sitting outside at 8:45. Where are you? Oh, we're on our way. We're just leaving. You know, so yeah, I would say it's hard if you're someone that's really organized, someone that's very punctual, have work with integrity, then it's going to be hard. But it's not impossible. The money is here to be made because it's like Punta Cana is the thing to do right now. Everybody's buying here. So, you know, we're making money, which is good. But yeah, you just got to stay open minded and keep going. Okay.
What you got next?
All right. Let me see. Somebody.
What you got?
My question. Next question. It says, so but this kind of is the same question. Somebody said, why do you sell real estate if you hate it? One of my subscribers sent me that question. Oh, that's why he wanted me to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. But because I am here with another mentality, another mentality set on peace and calm. When I have to do real estate and I run into those realtors who won't show me property because they don't want to share commission or because they're late and they're making me and my client wait and sit outside in the sun and my client's getting hot, then yeah, those days is like, oh. But then when I run into realtors like me who are like are so happy and yeah, we can split the commission. Let's do this. Let's sell this property. And everybody's cool, everybody's happy. And I don't show anything that I wouldn't live in. So a lot of times my subscribers will get mad at me and be like, why didn't you tell me about this property? Why didn't you show me this? Because I wouldn't live there. And I know we all have different standards, but I'm going to say your standards are high. If you are a person that's reaching out to me and that, you know, you are looking for your dream home in another country or your second home in another country, I want you to have something you're going to be proud of. I want you to be in a community that you're going to love. So people will send me stuff like, oh, Bridget, why didn't you tell me about this? This was only 168, blah, blah, blah. I don't want you to when we're driving to have to explain to your family before you get to your house, like, oh, but they're cleaning up, they're working on this area, they're gonna get it straight, but my house is so pretty. No,
Wait till
so
you get
this
there.
is how I feel when I'm driving to Coca I have to say a word. When my friends and family come for the first time and we're driving, they're like, this is where you live? Like, it's a resort. You live on vacation. You're in paradise. That's what I want for my clients. So I don't want to take you to places where we got to go through zigzag, 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 and there's a whole bunch of trash here, and it's an abandoned building here, and it's a Kamado here with 10 chickens in the front, and the dogs all laying out on the sidewalk chilling, and they just had 10 puppies. I don't want to take y'all that route. That's why I don't show y'all certain things, because it's just like that. I know you're sitting in the backseat behind me, like, I'm gonna pop her in her head. She's taking me to the hood. She know damn well I don't want to live in the hood, or and so that's why. And so that's why it's kind of a love-hate relationship, because I do really, really like doing real estate, because I know I'm good at it, and I know what I find for my clients, they're gonna love, they're gonna be happy. That's why I've sold so many to subscribers, because once I kind of get a feel for you and get to know you all, because y'all know me, I'm gonna be brutally honest about it. Then when it's time to find your house, when you're ready to buy, I'm gonna find you exactly what you're going to love every single time. So, yep, that was the question. People ask me that. Okay, Devin, got a
We
question.
got one way off the map.
Uh-oh.
Where is the best place to watch the sunset in Punta Cana?
I don't know. The best place to watch the sunset, because where we are across from Cocota, Bávaro, the sun doesn't directly set there. It rises there.
Nadine is
That
adventure
good question.
and travel.
Good question, Ladine. I'm gonna have to find out for you, because literally our beat is the best sunrise, but I don't know where the best sunset.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to
Ooh,
find
that's it.
out. I'm on a mission. I am on a mission for you, Ladine. But best sunrise, Bávaro. Bávaro
What
Beach.
time?
Usually we get out there with Bella if we want to do sunrise about, well, with the time zone now, it'd probably be about 6:35, 6:40.
Look.
It's really
there.
like 6:40 a.m. 1 hour ahead of Eastern. So, but it's like 6:40 a.m. our local time right now is the best sunrise of Bávaro, and it's so peaceful, it's so beautiful. But I don't know the sunset, because we don't get the sunset on our beach. Okay, next question.
What about grocery shopping in Punta Cana? Which areas do you recommend? You have a show. Mario A.
Mario A. Grocery shopping. Okay, so that's the episode. You have to go back and revisit that episode. But nothing has changed from that episode, because I still like Olay. I still like National. I like Jumbo. And so, Super Pola is now Iberia. So there's a change there. Is La Serena. Sorry. So Super Polo is now La Serena. So let me tell y'all. Okay, y'all know I'm a little bit cheap. And so I grocery shop, or I plan my menu based on the things that they have on sale. So Davlin really, really likes salmon. I like whitefish. Whitefish is always on sale. The bass whitefish, we love it. It's filet, no bones. That's me. Salmon, he loves. That's him. So when the fish is on sale, we get our fish, and y'all know I love chicken every kind of way. So I get chicken, but it's usually a little bit cheaper at Jumbo, believe it or not. And Super Llama has to be added to that list, because Super Llama has really stepped up their game lately. They used to didn't have a big selection of meats, but now they do, and their prices come in a little bit cheaper. I like Olay for the bread, y'all. Olay got the best bread, and go right when it's out of the oven, you can smell it in the whole store. I'm like knocking people down when I come to that front door, trying to go back to the bakery and get the fresh bread. So I still do a little bit of craziness by going to different stores, but mostly it's Jumbo, Llama, and Olay. But let me tell you, if you go to Iberia, Iberia has half price produce day. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. But y'all, you have to get up really, really early. You got to be there like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Now, Dominicans, they will get up early and get their produce for half price. They don't get up early for nothing else, but they will get up early for their half price produce. So when I say it's a really good deal, if you like me and you love fresh smoothies with bananas and fruit, so I can buy about 20 bananas at Iberia for like 80 pesos. That's like $1.30. You probably more than 20 bananas. And y'all like bananas go bad fast, put them in the freezer. Those are your smoothie bananas. Stick them suckers in the freezer and keep it moving. Cabbage is like this big everywhere. At Iberia, normally cabbage is like 59 pesos, I think. At Iberia, half price days, like 25 pesos for a cabbage this big that'll last you all week, or a family of 10. Y'all gonna eat cabbage all week. I mean, we have so much cabbage.
Iberia is more of a market.
And Devlin is saying Iberia is more of a market. I don't it's a Dominican market. I don't like their meat. It just don't ever look fresh to me. So that's that. National, everybody loves because it's gonna have more international spices and everybody had, well, let me see. Jumbo and National are the only places you can really find the creamer. Yeah, because y'all know me and the creamer, dabbling in his creamer. But everybody else, it's just like the other grocery stores I love. But, I shop around and I try to do whatever is on sale and things like that. Oh, my God. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Send it a treat for Bella. What? Bella on the couch sleep. Girl, thank you. But we appreciate the support. I really do. And that's good, leads to one of my questions. Let me ask. Somebody asked me, why do I charge consultation fees? And they were really, really angry. So let me tell y'all why I started to charge consultation fees. Because, my phone number and everything is on there at the end of my episodes, my phone numbers, my email address, everything. Well, people would start contacting me like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. And, if I'm up, I'm like, it's no big deal. But then I realized I set a really bad standard for myself because people were like not respecting the time, not respecting the husband-wife relationship, the families, the dynamic. They were just calling. And they were just like, that was moving me and mid-thought, could you stop? And, and they were just like, I just had one question. And okay, no problem. So that one question would go to 6 questions. And I'm telling y'all, this is the truth. One night someone called me. It was about 8:35, 8:40 p.m. at night. And it was one of my subscribers. They were like, I just had one question. We're going to be there next week. And, we're going to start looking for property. Okay. What's your question? And so, I'm always really friendly. I don't mind. But the one question turned into like 6. And it was after midnight when I got off the phone. And so I was like, oh, that's probably just a one-up. That's not going to happen again. I'm not going to let that happen again. 2 more times it happened. And so then I was like, and I was working at that night. I was actually doing a little wedding planning because, I have a bridal shop, but now I'm starting to get into the wedding planning just a little bit if it's a small event. And so I was working. So then I stopped, and then it kept me up all night because I had been on the phone with them for so long that I didn't sleep. And the next day it was like I was exhausted. So I said, if people, and then a lot of times it's because they haven't gone back and watched the previous episodes, because a lot of times they're asking me questions that I've already answered. And I realize if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe and put on the notification bell. So that way you'll know when new videos come out. And then you can just kind of search through. I know it's a lot. I'm not telling y'all to, treat me like Netflix and binge on a Sunday, but you can get your coffee, get your tea, binge on Bridget. And then just, what I mean? And just sit and kind of go through and find the topics, because I've kind of like covered a lot of stuff. I'm going to be revisiting a lot of things this year because, some things have changed. But that's why I had to start charging, because then when I say, oh, well, I offer a 1-hour consultation for $35, 2 hours, $55, and people are like, oh, it wasn't that serious. Oh, well, oh, no, I ain't got a question anymore. And so, okay, no problem. But, but people who really have questions and really want to just talk and get their questions answered because they have follow up, the consultations are great for. But a lot of people gave me flack about charging for the consultation. So now let me tell you why. And this is one of the questions on my list. People said, why did I start charging for the real estate tours? Okay, y'all. The Punta Cana is nothing like the US. There's no MLS, there's no lockbox, there's no real standardized system. It is work. So if you are coming to Punta Cana and you just want to see what the houses are like and what they look like in the inside, don't call me. And that's not to be mean, that's not to be ugly, but y'all, our gas is $5. It's 235 pesos or something like that. That's $5 a gallon is our gas. Sure, Punta Cana is not that big, but if you're stopping and starting and stopping and stopping and starting and stopping, you're burning gas, and gas is very expensive. And then another thing, number two, why I charge for real estate tours, because if people aren't serious, I can't, because it's work to get other realtors to show you the properties, you beg them to be there on time. You beg them, to get their renters out if there are renters in there. You beg them to clean it up for you so it'll show nicely, because they don't do those things. Those things are not automatic. You have to beg, not ask. You have to beg them to do those things for you, right? So that's why I said I can't just keep riding people around. In Houston, I did real estate for like 5 minutes. Houston was so big. And, I'm telling y'all, we had a really nice truck. We had a really nice Range Rover. So people would just call, like, because, you're so hungry for customers and to make money. That's your way of life, that you'll be like, yeah, oh, and you're excited. And then you realize they just want to ride around in the summer in your nice big Range Rover with the AC on. They had no intention of buying from you. And so that happened to me twice here. Even though I have a nice Range Rover, they like the Ford Focus because the AC is nice and cold. And so I found myself, two people got me. That I rode them around, showed them property, and now we're gonna think about it. We'll get back with you, And I thought I had done my little vetting, but I was new. It was at the beginning. So then I said, people that are really serious, we're going to do a real estate tour. And if anybody's ever done it, it's fun. You've done it with me or done it with Davlin. Shout out to Miss JoJo who's on here. She did a real estate tour just recently with Davlin because I had to go to Houston, to renew my driver's license. That was like an emergency situation. And so if you've ever done a real estate tour, it is so worth it. And if you're serious about buying and then you end up buying from us, then I give you the $100 back. And then, you know what I mean? And this year, people that buy from me are going to get like gifts. Because I was like, these people trust me, and there are a million realtors here. I am going to start doing something nice, something sweet. So depending on, y'all know, of course, depending on how much you spend for your property, that'll be depending on how nice your gift going to be. Because, I can't get this person that buy a $400,000 property the same gift the person that buy a $70,000 property. I love all of y'all the same, but the gift giving will be slightly different. It'll be slightly different. Okay, but that's why I started charging for the real estate tours. So forgive me, I'm sorry, but that's the way to guarantee that people are serious. And even if they're not serious, then I still made $100. And I got my gas covered, I got my time covered for the day because I'm busy, but I'm happy busy. All right, next question.
Here's someone said Kathmandu is open. That's all they said.
So comment was Kathmandu is open. Ricardo said Kathmandu is open. That's what I've heard, but every time we've gone up there to try to play putt-putt, stop. So I don't know when it's open. So Ricardo, I am free this Saturday after 1:00. If you want to take me to go play putt-putt, let's go do it. I'm ready. But I don't think anything else is up there other than Dolce Italiana, and that's about it. It's not a whole lot of stuff that's going on up there. But good, thank you. I appreciate it. I see a question.
Okay.
It says, are you familiar with the Wave Garden project? If you do, does the developer have a good history on delivering? Robert, Wave Garden project is, I think, part of Beach Garden, one of theirs. And Los Corrales or El Cortecito. I don't know anything about that builder. Unfortunately, I try to stay away from new projects. I don't promote them just for the simple fact that I've heard, there have been so many firsthand horror stories from my subscribers. And I'm not like saying things bad that haven't actually happened. And so I try to stay away from them. If people want to buy, new projects and do the payment plans and get in all of that, I just kind of refer them to other realtors that I know are better suited for that. I kind of just deal with the people who are paying cash, and our relationship is short lived until they become a neighbor. When they close, then that's it. You know what I mean? Only because I don't want to ever have to be like calling you and saying, I'm so sorry, the builders run out of money, and it's been a halt, and they're telling us that permits got denied for some reason, because I hear all these stories. Or I don't want to be the one to say, when you've already shipped your container here, because they said your property was going to be ready January, and your container's here, and now you're finding out your property's not going to be ready till May.
Question.
Or April or May, so that's it.
How many people have you known that knew their property was going to be done in that year, and it was actually done in that year?
2.
Other than
somebody just asked me that question. So Damlin's question was, did somebody ask that, or that's your question?
No, I'm asking.
Damlin just asked me a question. How many people have I heard of or know personally whose property was delivered on time? 2. 2 out of about 30.
Yes.
2. That's it. Okay, next question.
No, talk about that. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, that was it. And I'm not saying that, I don't even remember who their builder was, but I actually think that they bought their properties close to completion. And that's why the builders were able to give them a more accurate date and why they delivered on time. Okay. It wasn't anyone who had bought a property and it was, 15 months
phase
out.
3 and they started.
It wasn't phase 3. It wasn't 15 months out. It wasn't 18 months out. So it wasn't that type of thing. Okay. So that was it. Okay.
What about the medical care system? Do they have emergency room services, urgent care clinics?
Okay. Good question. Whoever asked that question, urgent care and medical care. So if you watch my episode on health insurance, I kind of talked about it. And then I also kind of talked about the medical insurance and everything on an episode, because we just recently got our colonoscopies done. So our hospital, state of the art. My hospital here is equivalent to my hospital in Houston. And y'all know Houston has some of the best medical centers in the world. But the hospital that I went to in Houston was in Katy. And the one that I go here, comparable. Very comparable. And the only difference is a little bit smaller, but the doctors are incredible. The medical facility or the medical equipment, everything is new. It is amazing. And and I'm not just going to be saying that. I've been sick, I've been sick, like really sick twice here. And I have bronchitis, and then I have sciatica. And so my sciatica flared up, and I had to get the B12 shots. And so I had to go to the emergency room to get the B12 shots administered. Emergency room, super clean, everybody professional. And it was just like such an amazing process. And I've been to the hospital a few times here, and I've never been where there were people in the emergency room waiting for hours and hours. You could see them come in and they're attended to, and within the next 20 or 30 minutes, they're taken back. I've never gone and there were like 50 people in the emergency room, 10 people, like emergency rooms in Houston.
Right.
Now, as far as urgent care, I've never seen, have you done? I don't think I've ever seen an urgent care or like, the clinics that stay open all night. I've never seen anything like an urgent care.
No,
I've never seen. Yeah, we just have emergency rooms and things like that at the hospital, but no, never urgent care. That would say urgent care might close at 5. He's so shady.
Is Barone a good area to buy real estate?
Is Barone? You know what? It is certain parts, and I'm going to say that because right where they're building now off the main highway, so going to my bridal shop is still technically considered Bavaro, but everybody thinks when you go through the light, when you're going from Jumbo and you go through that light, you're going towards Barone. But Barone is right at Olay. I think that's considered Barone. But I consider all of it. And so where they're building off the freeway, those are good spots. If there's a new property that as soon as you turn off of the main highway and they're building right there, I say yes. The ones where you gotta tell your friends, oh, they're making this nice, y'all. Next year, this is going to be pretty. Blah, blah. Wait till next year when it's pretty. So I'm going to say yes and no. So it's different parts. So you have to just kind of do your drive-in and go through and then, check it out and see what you like. That's it. Hi, Pinky. Nicolette Anderson. Hello. She said, I need some tea from the DR. Okay. Your bun tea. I got a whole bunch of it. I got you. Okay. Next. Why don't you make a Patreon? What's a Patreon?
So this is a membership platform that makes it easy for creators to get paid.
I don't know. Mario A, this is my first YouTube channel, something that I never really saw myself doing. But, why I started the channel is just to share information with other people who are moving abroad and not necessarily to the DR, but just moving abroad. And so I think this year I am going to do a little bit more with the channel. And that's why I said, let me try to go live. So, yeah, you might see some other things. I didn't even know what a Patreon was. So there you go. Calling me out, Mario. Making me learn something new today. But I will do that. Okay. Got it.
At Claude Martin, have you heard of Paradise Village in Punta Cana?
Paradise Village?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of Paradise Village. So probably a new project. And they're literally one on every corner. So there are a couple of realtors in here. Azuri, the realtor, you guys, his videos are amazing. Follow Azuri, the realtor, on Instagram.
He says hello.
Hello. And so y'all need to follow him on Instagram because I think is probably him and his partner, they're going to probably be doing a lot more with the new projects than I am because y'all know I don't.
Right.
And they are really, really active with their real estate business and I'm not. So, follow Azuri the Realtor on Instagram. And then that way, they may have something about Paradise Village, but I'm not familiar with it at all. And somebody said Wave Garden is in Cap Cana. Thank you, Robert. Oh, I have, I'm going to say this 1 second. I have done a video in Cap Cana a long time ago. It was awful. Just showed a little bit of Juan Dulio, and it was really fast. And it was really before I really felt like I knew what people really wanted when we went into development. So coming soon, like I did Kokotao, I'm going to do Cap Cana. Because I have a lot of friends over there now and I have more access. So I'm going to do a better video with better coverage. And so, yes, I will be able to show you a little bit more and I'll find out about Wave Garden and some of the other ones. Okay, well, somebody else has said, Ms. Cheryl said Wave is in Vista Cana. So there's probably 2 or 3 using that name because I just found out there was another Maple, not a Maple Beach, but a Maple Garden in Vista Cana too. And there's a Maple Beach in El Cortecito. So yeah, they use a lot of the same stuff all the time. Okay. Dominic, your question.
No, Ricardo. He wants to go buy fresh fish with us.
Okay, Ricardo, I want that fresh fish. We can go fish it. Y'all, if anybody's ever seen the episode we did on the deep sea fishing, it will make you laugh. And it will make you want to do that tour. That tour was so much fun. Even if you're not a fisherman or, don't think that's something you would enjoy, Trust me, you would enjoy it. It is amazing. Okay, what else you got? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Diamond. Next question. That was all the.
Do you have any history with Playa Toquesa? Stayed there last March, and it's on my short list under construction right
Okay, under consideration.
now. Under consideration.
They're under consideration.
Yeah.
Robert, Playa Turquesa. Um, that is another love hate relationship because I think the Playa Turquesa is right across from Cat's Corner.
Which one am I thinking about?
Playa, I don't know.
No,
Yeah, well, behind Playa Turquesa, they are building something in that little corner. But Playa Turquesa, I think is really overpriced. If you can like really negotiate with them, they think because of their location, it deserves to be that overpriced. But majority of those units are so outdated. They really do look like the 70s. They're great properties, but for the price, I want to see a little bit of an update, or I want you to clear out all of your crappy furniture and give me a better deal and let me start from scratch. I think it's a great location. Half and half a great location because it floods over there every single time and they're like doing construction. It's really crowded, so that's but yeah, if you want to live on the beach, that is the place. And I love their little restaurant. So some of the other realtors will have to weigh in on that because I'm just like, I like everything around me to be clean. I don't like standing water. I don't like all of that kind of stuff. Okay. I see a question. It says, Veronica says, do you all have life insurance that you purchased in the DR? No, ma'am. We actually do not. Our life insurance policies are all in the US. And y'all know I did an episode, okay, about the funeral homes, because I have never ever seen a funeral here, and so that did that. Just because we were, it was kind of tied together about the funeral homes and emergency services. There's an episode coming about the fire hydrants and all of that because we were like, if something happens to us here, what are we going to do? And we are going to get a life insurance policy here because I did find out if you die here. You can have a life insurance policy here, and then Damelin would just have to, take the policy and they would cremate me because I just want to be cremated. I don't need a hoop to do coffin and all that kind of stuff. And so, but I had never really thought about life insurance policy here just because I want to be cremated. It's super cheap and nobody's trying to fly my body anywhere because this is my home. So I didn't really feel like we needed one, but people were saying, yeah, you should get one just because it'll make the process simpler. And so I got to find out how difficult is a process. I'm dead, that would make me start spending extra money monthly for a life insurance policy or buying one. So that's a good question, Veronica. I'm actually dig deeper into that for other people that maybe want their body shipped back to their home country or want to have leave something to their family members. But we have our life insurance policies in the US. They're not void or anything because we're here. And let me tell y'all something. If you're in a country that doesn't have dual citizenship and you can't show that you've been in your home country for so many days, whatever your country says, like I know some places are like 100 days you have to live in the country, or 200 days, or half the year. And then that will void your insurance policy. So, if you're not coming from the US or you're not coming from a country that has dual citizenship, you got to be careful with your insurance policies and things like that. And it's so weird, stuff that you have to think about when you move to another country. But having the dual citizenship is the thing, being with two countries that have the dual citizenship, it makes it easier. Because if U.S. wasn't a dual citizenship country, and we had, weren't living there and couldn't prove that we were there that many days out of the year or what have you, our life insurance policy would be void. They would be just null. And so those are things you want to think about. So good question. Thank you for asking
African
that.
Dominican
Okay.
is a new subscriber. He says
hello. Thank you, new subscriber. Thank y'all for subscribing.
Mila.
Okay. Mila.
She wants to tour.
Okay, so we can do the tour. Mila, just reach out to me anytime. You can do it via email or a comment on one of the episodes. Somebody said, I see Ricardo Herrera. He said, do you recommend buying an electric car in Punta Cana? No, I would because I literally see in Punta Cana made. Well, you know what? I said that back. There are about 5 charging stations. When we first
Right.
got here, there was only one charging station that I ever saw, and it was a Tesla that was always there. It was like, do anybody drive this car? But behind us now at the Sapim, there's like probably 4 charging stations, and then at Jumbo, there are like three. They're like three. So yeah, why not?
Oh,
You know, if you can find one that is a good price, I just think that would probably be so expensive. Electric car here.
but if that's how you live.
Right. Yeah, if you have that kind of budget.
But
But I don't know. Yeah, I would
but
I guess I would recommend it just because it's not gonna be a hassle to find a charging station. Now, how much is it to charge? That might be an episode because that's something to think about, right?
the cars here run off gas and propane.
Yeah, the cars will run off gas and propane. That's what Dominican's saying. I never did an episode about that because I didn't really understand the propane tank thing in the trunk and all of that. You don't need a lot because
Propane is what really powers it. Gas is the secondary.
okay, Devlin's in the background, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear. He's talking about the gas and the propane. Y'all look, tell him to get out of my ear because he is confusing me and I don't know what's going on. Okay, I see a bunch of questions in there, Devlin. Okay, so somebody said, Gigi, I met you and your husband last summer and I enjoyed it. I remember you, Gigi. And you said, what do you think of Primavera 3 and 4? I love Primavera now. Y'all know what? When I think I did when I did the episode, what you can get for under 100,000 back in the day, I was like, yeah, it's okay because it was, you know, kind of tucked away off the freeway. But now they are doing a really good job. It's really pretty over there. I don't know that they have a HOA committee because I'm seeing a whole bunch of colors that I don't like over there. And then there are some things that I think they need to do a better job with on just keeping it up. But the streets where you can tell where it's a certain caliber of people that their yards are pretty, they have their little patios pretty. And I don't know why Devin laughing at me, y'all, but their patios are really pretty and things like that. So, but the Primavera 3 and 4, oh my God, they are going to be really, really pretty. And a lot of they getting their pools in and their driveways. So I really like it. So Gigi, if you want to see Primavera 3 or 4, let me know. I know they're not sold out. And they'd be telling, let me tell y'all something about that. A lot of these developers will say phase 3 is sold out to try to get you to go ahead and put money down for phase 4. Y'all, that is so not true. I can go to anything in Vista Cana that's saying it's sold out and find you a unit every single time. Primavera, find you a unit. There is nothing here that's sold out. And it may be the road there, may not be brand new, it may be a flip. Because a lot of people bought in Primavera under a lot of people bought in Primavera under 100,000 and they've already flipping it. They're already selling it. You know, just because they bought it for investment and they see how they can flip it. And so that's what's going on. So nothing is like completely sold out. Everything has some availability. Okay. Arabella, she said, hey, Bridget, I already watched the episode of White Sands and how it's coming along. Want to know if it's a great place to rent. Coming with teenagers, looking forward to moving to DR soon. Well, Arabella, she come on, girl. It is a great place to rent. Y'all know I didn't like White Sands to be in the beginning. Y'all know how I am. If I got to drive past, you know, some ugly buildings and some grass not cut, then I'm gonna 9 times out of 10 give it a bad review. But White Sands, I have people who are renting over there right now, and I go over. They have amazing apartments, big, beautiful 2-bedroom apartments, 2 bathrooms, 600 a month, 700 a month, big balconies, beautiful pools, and then their beach is really nice. And then they have a free shuttle to the beach every hour, so it picks you up and takes you back. It runs on the hour. So I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a really good time in White Sands. Now, would I buy in White Sands? I'm still on that right. I'm still up in the air with that because they don't have a clubhouse. it's a golf course that they don't take care of. And so those kind of things kind of still irritate me because it's so much land and it's so pretty. So, that's that. But yeah, I like it. Are there any break-ins in the Barbaro area and how frequent, if any? Carlo, I haven't heard in one of the expat groups, but it wasn't in, I think it was maybe in Barone. Somebody said somebody stole their bike off their porch. I asked if they have a lock. They said no. And I said, well, you gave it away. They didn't steal it. You gave it to them. Y'all, where I live in Coca-Cola, some days I may forget to lock the bike, but literally everybody knows us. Our bikes stand out like sore thumbs. My bike is hot pink. It's a Susan B. Coleman breast cancer awareness bike. Bella's bike is a trike with boys' wedding dresses on the back. Everybody know it. Even if they took the banner off, they would know that's my bike. Davlin's bike has been painted, refurbished like 10 times. Everybody know Davlin's bike. So, but we still lock up our bikes. I mean, it's just common sense. I have never heard of anybody's house being broken into at all. Have you? Dublin
No.
and Barbados? I haven't.
No.
And, and I'm in the expat groups and I'm on Instagram. I follow Barbados Digital and Barbados News, so that I can know what's going on. There's been a lot of fighting, more than I ever had heard of in the last 4 years that I was here.
Right.
Just like within the last 4 months, there's been a lot of fights. And I don't know if this now they're just starting to cover it. It's like, just street fights. Like they get mad at each other. I think they drunk and get into a fight. And then they walk each other home. I'm not kidding. Like it's over. And so, okay. But no, I haven't heard of any break-ins. All right.
So David Scott.
Okay.
Watching videos about receiving packages is the same process for receiving regular letter mail.
Oh my God, Pedro. Who was it?
David Scott.
I'm sorry, David Scott. You do not want to get regular letter mail here. If somebody has to send you something that's like a letter, tell them to. This is the truth. Tape the letter to me some chocolate chip cookie mix. Tape the letter to a box of Jiffy. Tape the letter to a box of something. Tape it. Because if you put a letter in just a letter envelope, you'll never get it. You'll never see it again. So you got to put it in a box, tape it. Tape it to Jiffy, cornbread mix, to cookie dough. Put tape, but buy something else. Tape your mail, because I know right now people have W-2s, because a lot of people have been asking this question that they, their mail goes to their family in the U.S. and they need their W-2s to file their taxes, stuff like that. Do not have them send you regular mail. You will never get it. Put it in your box, tape it to buy something else. I say a hard box something, and literally, I'm telling you, these are instructions. Take the tape, wrap it around the box, then put the box in there, and then have the mail to you. Just don't do regular mail because you won't get it. Okay? Remember that, y'all. Y'all think I'm kid. Y'all want to see y'all W-2s. Y'all be in trouble with the IRS. Waiting on that mail. Yeah. All right. Somebody said, let's go bike riding. I'm ready. Let's go bike riding. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Bikes are super duper expensive here. Yeah. So if you're coming from the US, go online now. Order your bike from Walmart, because there's been a waiting list. And then have them ship your bike in the box. Tell them, do not put your bike together. Do not do pickup. Have them ship it to your house so it can stay in the box. And then just bring the box on the plane with you. Because you can get your $150, $200 bike from Walmart, a really good bike, because I need a new bike. And then bring it with you. So let's say like a 26-inch or 29. What do you have? 20. Devin has a 29-inch, and that's what I want now. So here, Devin paid $183 for his bike 4 years ago when we moved here. Brought it with us in our container. Bought it from Walmart online. Here, a 29-inch bike, I don't care what brand it is, it can be hoop-de-doop. It's going to be $300 or $400. And then if you go on Facebook Marketplace, people think their bikes are like what's a Lamborghini? I ain't lying. A Ferrari. It can be a Huffy. but they know bikes are expensive. They know everybody wants a bike, so they charge like premium. And
And
what
you're
I'm going to
not
say,
gonna
one
worry.
thing we have here is an excellent bike service. Bike Zone is my favorite. They will come and pick up Bella's bike, and change the tires and do the chain, and just service it. They'll pick it up and then they'll deliver it back. And there's no extra charge. And their prices are so reasonable. There are like maybe 2 or 3 bike shops in our area, but I'm partial to Bike Zone because the guys there, they all know us, and they're like super kind, and they're always, doing like really nice things for us. So I would say, yes, let's go bike riding, but bring your bike. All right, what you got? Um,
Well, Veronica said at least they're not shooting each other.
right,
They're
they're not
fighting.
shooting each other because we don't
Right.
have no guns. They just fighting, popping each other in the head. I be seeing, I was like, what? Yeah, but they're crazy. All right. What else we got? It said, can you still buy rice and beans with chicken for under $7 at the local restaurant? Heck yeah, Ricardo.
Ooh-wee.
The what is it called? Plata de dia. The plate of the day is like 250 pesos. Right now, the exchange rate is in our favor. It's like
56-40.
56.40. So the plate of the day is like $4, and you know how much you get. You get a huge plate of rice and beans, and then chicken, like grilled chicken, and it's so good. And that one plate is really lunch and dinner. You're not gonna eat it all in one setting. So absolutely, you can get it less
Would
than
you
$7.
would you consider pico pollo?
Pico pollo, yeah, you
Yeah.
get pico pollo too.
Yeah.
Yep. That's for you. Those of you that don't know, pico pollo is usually like, I'm gonna say 80% owned by Asians here, by Chinese. And so they'll have fried chicken, grilled chicken, shrimp fried rice. Some of them will have the stir fried vegetables, and then tostones and French fries. And you can get, like, when we want a lot, we'll get like 10 chicken strips. Like if we want lunch and dinner, we'll get like 10 chicken strips, French fries, tostones, and rice. We'll have so much food. It's like $11. And we eat on it for like 2 days when we just want fried chicken strips. But yeah, you can still get it cheap. Um,
Right.
he said, I just want to say thank you for what you do here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. He said, when we buy a place, be it Capcom or Playa Turque, so we'll invite you both for lunch or dinner. And I am coming. So y'all already know.
Yep.
Oh my God, Ricardo Herrera, are any good bakery in Punta Cana? Woo! This is why I have to work out every single day, because Cake by Val is in the shopping mall downtown, is underneath Jumbo on the first level. Cake by Val, you guys, is not cheap, but the slice is like huge. It's 250 pesos, which is $5. But me and Davin can get one slice and share it, but that never happens. We're always spending $10 because we're both greedy. And so we will eat on it cake for like one slice for like 2 or 3 days because it's that much cake and it's so delicious. And somebody said, what's my favorite? Like earlier, somebody was asking me had I had cake since I got back from the States. And I was like, yeah, I had it twice. But I'm not supposed to have it again until our 2-year anniversary for the Bridal Shop. So I'm trying to do good and not have any. But they have a cake called Milky Way, y'all. If you like chocolate, it's unbelievable. Carrot cake, unbelievable. Red velvet cake, unbelievable. So everything, the cheesecake, everything. So yes, we have excellent bakeries. Let's see what's next. Um,
Arabella.
Arabellas. Thank you, Bridget.
Arabelle.
Arabellas. Okay, I hope we're not butchering up your name. Says, thank you, Bridget. Definitely would love to schedule a consultation with you at your earliest convenience. Looking forward to meeting you both soon. Just send me an email and we can do it. I love answering questions. But Cheryl said, oh, Rudy birthday cake was the bomb. Yes, it was. We ate so much cake. I have, like, you guys, so many great memories in these 4 years already that if you're thinking about Punta Cana, you will not regret it. And people are like, when they come here and hang out me and Davin for the day, they're like, oh my God, that's y'all real life. Y'all really do ride the bikes to the beach. Y'all really are right across from the beach. Y'all really don't mind going and pay bills. Bill day is like, let's go do these bills. Knock them out. Because we're like so excited that it's not even half, nowhere near half of what we were spending in the United States. So bill day is like, let me go pay these bills. It's not like, oh, These bills ain't gonna never stop coming. That's the attitude you have in the US. So here it's like, oh, it's bill day. Go knock it out and you're done and it's over and you don't think about it again. So that's one of the
Were
good
you
things.
able to keep your cell phone and just swap out the SIM cards?
We didn't. Somebody said, were we able to keep our cell phones and swap out the SIM cards? We didn't. Because we're Dominican. We live here. I have Claro. But let me tell y'all the problem with it. When I go to the United States, I have zero service. So I am trying to get to the first T-Mobile that I can because I have a hotspot. So when I get to the US, everything I do is I have to be under Wi-Fi. Everybody that I communicate with is on WhatsApp until I can get to T-Mobile and get me a hotspot because this is home. So I have Claro. I don't have a SIM card, or same phone, all that. I actually bought a phone and have Claro service, have Dominican service.
So
I
in
definitely had to come in.
2019, they were able to jailbreak that phone, but they can't do it anymore.
Oh, okay. So Davin said my phone that I did have in 2019, we got here, somebody was able to jailbreak the phone, and you put the SIM card in. But he said you can't do that anymore.
Right.
So that's it. So you'll have to buy another one. All right. I saw somebody say something about solar panels, and that is becoming a big thing here.
Right.
I don't know the prices, and I don't know anybody that's gotten them, but I see quite a few houses in Primavera Residency that have solar panels. So I think they may have done a promotion in that area when they were building, but I don't know, the prices or anything. Probably would be a great idea because our electricity is expensive. But I'm going to say in the last year and a half, electricity, our utility bill for the same time, same type of usage has gone up on the average about 8 to 9, maybe $11. I'd say max with like $11. Y'all know our utility bill is not high, but electricity is expensive here. Okay, what else, Davin?
What's your favorite beach in Punta Cana?
My favorite, y'all, I don't know. I don't have a favorite beach. Okay, if I gotta say
give
one,
me the top 5.
If I gotta say one, okay, I'm definitely gonna say Bavaro because that's all the stretch right across the street from us. So Bavaro Beach, Macau, Playa Esmeralda, Playa Limon. I like all the beaches down there that are just kind of like nobody else but us, hang out. Esmeralda, Limon. Yeah. I like Sabana del Mar. It was beautiful. Yeah. That beach was really, really pretty. Yeah. My God, Barahona. I haven't been to a beach I don't like. Barahona was amazing. Anybody has not been to Barahona, it's a drive. Barahona is like 7.5 hours on the other side of Santo Domingo. Is right on the border with Haiti, but the beach is incredible. It is so beautiful. I did like the beaches up north. We went to Cabarete, Las Terrenas. Las Terrenas was my first time ever in life seeing brown sand. And it was really beautiful. I don't know if Bella was crazy about the brown sand. I don't know, but it was something that I don't know. She just kind of laid out. She didn't really want to swim in the water. She was just kind of chilling. But I like the beaches up there. So I'm all over the place. I like beaches.
Okay. Alonzo, do you guys miss the cold weather in the States?
Oh my gosh, Alonzo, you don't know me. I hate cold weather. I was so ready to go. And I just got back from the States. I was in Houston at Cheryl's house. Cheryl's on here now. You can ask her. I never took off my hoodie. Did not take it off. Y'all see me in shorts. I have on short pants, short sleeve shirt, no shoes. This is me around the clock. I hate wearing shoes. I was at Cheryl's house probably a little over 48 hours. I never took my shoes off until it was time to go to bed because I was so cold. And I was telling Cheryl, she was like, girl, I was like, I'm so cold. So I was running from car to car, or I was like dancing in the parking lot just to feel like be warm. So no, I hate cold weather. And I'm headed to Miami March 17th, and I'm like, fingers crossed, because last year when I got to Miami, it was cold every morning, and y'all saw I gained weight because I didn't work out. So no, I did not miss the cold weather. I've never. That's why it was time for me to choose a university, I chose Houston because it was hot. I know there was no reason to choose my university, but because I wanted to be in a city that was hot, and I paid for it. Okay, what else you got?
Can your disability payments be considered as your pension for residency?
That's a good question.
Josephine.
I don't know, Josephine. I'm gonna have to find that out for you, because actually everybody I know that's here with disability, they're of age. So I don't know. That's something I'll definitely write that down and I'll look into that, because I don't know if disability will qualify for that. I'm not sure why it wouldn't, because Dominican Republic is not like a stickler for rules. If it's coming from Social Security Administration, so Social Security disability, Social Security, I don't think that they would even challenge the difference. You know what I mean? So I think you actually could use that as that. But yeah, we can check on that. That's something I can look into. Good question. Thank you. All right, what does she got? Oh, it says, has anything changed in reference to open a bank account?
Right.
David, no, nothing has changed. It's still, as far as I know, it's still the same, because I've had a couple of people reach out to me and asking me about opening a bank account, and I just referred them to that episode. And I did say, well, let me know if you have any other questions. And one person I did see again, and they were like, thank you for the video. Everything was perfect. And the other person I didn't hear from again. So I'm assuming that everything was still the same. And I only know, you guys, Banco Popular, because it's number one. I love it. I even use the app and everything in Spanish. I never had any issues with my banking here. Everything is smooth, and it's been 4 years, because we got our bank account like within that first 2 months we were here. And we've had a Banco Popular the whole time, and we've never had to change banks. We've never had to dispute anything. Nothing's ever gone wrong. Now, we don't have debit cards because we have a U.S. and a peso account. But when we got the peso account, they didn't ask us if we wanted a debit card, but we've never used debit cards, even in the States. So a lot of people, that's important to them. But you can't get one with the U.S. account. You can only get a debit card if you open up a peso account. And because I get paid in U.S., because I do, contract work and things like that in the States, I need to have a U.S. account. Okay. What else you got?
Are you taking a drive to La Romana? If yes, do you like it?
Yes, we have driven to La Romana. We went to Casa de Campo, and we just went to La Romana to hang out as well. I love it there. In certain parts, you feel like you are in, I feel like La Romana is our true Beverly Hills of the Dominican Republic.
Right.
I mean, the houses there, if you just want to go and drive and see serious mansions with gorgeous architecture and manicured lawns. I mean, just amazing properties. And it's so beautiful there, and it's so calm and so clean. Then yes, that's the spot. But I love it there. I love La Romana. And we're actually going to be going probably the end of this month, because we're going to do a couple of road trips, because my mom and my sister are in town. So we're doing La Romana, and then we're headed up to Jarabacoa the middle of February. And so yeah, I love La Romana. I could definitely live there. Maybe in a few years, like if somebody said, where else would you move? I would say La Romana. If I hit the jackpot.
Can you watch my house?
If Devin said if I could house sit. Okay, yeah. He ain't trying to move. He ain't trying to buy me no mansion. So if y'all need a house sitter in La Romana, I'm available. I think that's the only way I'm gonna be there, according to my producer / husband / to get beat up. Okay.
Have you guys been to beaches? It's starting to get a lot of buzz.
Oh yeah, we've been to Meaches. Okay, let's talk about Meaches. Okay, so we love Meaches, as the roadside food is delicious. We went to Meaches. This was before having a YouTube channel, to go to Montana Redondo. I will never be able to film that live. I'm gonna do an episode, but it's gonna be still shots, because I'm not doing that again. Going up that mountain to get up there for those shots, it was so scary. And I'm not a scary girl, but I was afraid, and I will not be doing it again. But I highly recommend it, because the photos are crazy beautiful. And I'm gonna do an episode, and it's gonna be showing the photos and telling you about the tour. Meaches is incredible. And y'all, there's an episode coming up that there's a new resort in Meaches. I don't know if y'all know, but it's called Temptations. Temptations is clothing optional. It's a swingers resort in Meaches. It is exactly 1 hour from our door to Meaches. And I timed it because we stopped. And the resort is called Temptations. Look it up. If y'all swingers, if y'all freaky dicky like that and want to do that, then Punta Cana got something for everybody. But yeah, but I love beaches. It's really, really nice. And there's, it's booming now. So if you are like want to be off the beaten path or a little bit outside of the city, I think now would be a great time to invest. I'm not sure who the developer is, but there is one developer that's getting ready to put some condos out there and put them close to beaches. So I guess they can have some Airbnbs in the area or just some times. But basically, I would say like a timeshare out there. But yeah, it's starting to boom, and it is really, really nice. And when I say the roadside food, there's this one place is right by where you get the tour to go up to Montana Redondo. The food is delicious and it's super cheap and everything is good. You'll know it because there's always a line on the street to get there. It's right off the freeway. All right, what else we got?
Got some great.
Oh, somebody says there's a movie theater in Punta Cana. Yeah, it's a big city. We got a movie theater. It's downtown San Juan Plaza. There are about 7 theaters inside. It's really cheap. I think it's like maybe $4 or $5. But we get the latest movies in English with Spanish subtitles. Isn't that crazy? But Dominicans love to go to the movie. But it's kind of like a luxury. So it's people that, I guess have a little bit more disposable income or a little bit a higher tax bracket that go to the movies and then expats. But I have never ever been to the movie theater here because I get everything on my TV. You have a Fire Stick, so we see everything. But even in the U.S., it was just like Devlin and I went through a phase where we went to the movie theater. But people said the movie theater here is super duper nice. They said a large popcorn, soda, and I think it's in a candy bar. It was like $6, and y'all know it's like $20 all day long in the U.S. But they said it's like $6. So yeah, it's really cheap. All right, what else we got? Okay, Nigel, good night. Ricardo, where do you see Punta Cana in the next 5 years without the real estate developments? Good question, Ricardo, because I think that's what why people think that I will be gone in 5 years, because I do see the city getting crowded. I'm glad we're in Cocotao because I don't feel like it's getting crowded until I get out and I go around the bend to Los Corrales near Citrus and all of that. And I feel like I feel like I'm suffocating. So I don't do a lot of things around there. But in the next 5 years, if they're done with the majority of these projects and they start to work on the infrastructure so that the water will drain and those type of things, I think this place is going to be amazing. I'm going to be like, still shouting for joy that we invested and bought our property when we did. Because I feel like in 5 years, it's going to be really not affordable. I really do, just because it is going to be such high demand that in a few years it's not going to be affordable. But I feel like the market is going to go up and then down and up and then down. So I tell people, if now is not the perfect time for you, that's okay. Just wait, take your time. Don't rush into it because they're building so much. There's plenty of demand. There's not a shortage by any means. So don't let anyone make you feel pressured to buy now. I would just say take your time, and find what you really like and do it when you're really comfortable with buying. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Somebody said, can you talk about white sand? So I did an episode, and I said, a little bit about White Sands. White Sands right now for me is just a rental place. I wouldn't buy in White Sands right now because it doesn't offer you any amenities other than the free shuttle to the beach. It has a good beach. I don't know that they have a gym. Nobody's ever said it. I've never seen one. They don't have a country club like we do at Cocotao with activities and the pool and, and the restaurant on site. They don't have any of that. So for me, I wouldn't buy there. But if I'm just waiting for my property to be built or trying to wait and decide, I would absolutely rent there because they have great, great, great properties. And so like people are like, well, why not just rent in Cocotao? You love Cocotao. Town. I love Coco Town, but the prices are going to be higher, and you're not able to use the outside amenities like Malia. But you can take advantage of our nice pool and our nice clubhouse. You can do all of those things. So Coco Town is my first choice. But if you weren't able to find a nice big apartment and you like want a nice longer term rental, I would say White Sands because the apartments are amazing. I would say that. Okay, what else we got? I want to make sure I cover them all. And then, y'all, who knew I could talk for an hour and 33 minutes? My husband said everybody. Okay, because I can't talk a lot. I can't talk a lot. And then, no, I won't go live again to the third Thursday next month.
Yes.
And so Devlin is saying I can't be on here all night, so everybody has to go to bed. But one thing we may do the next month when we go live again is to make it an hour earlier and do 8 Eastern. So that for people that are in Punta Cana, like right now, it's 11:30 here, y'all.
Okay.
And so I know a lot of people have to work. So then February, when I go live my third Thursday, we'll do it an hour earlier than my regular time. And so that way, y'all, we can talk all night. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk all night. I'm not going to talk your head off.
February 16th.
It'll be, okay, February 16th. And Ricardo asked, what did I think about Vista Cana? I think I maybe answered that, but I like Vista Cana. I met one of my subscribers last night. His property is going to be ready like in May or June. And he was showing me new updated pictures. I haven't been over there since I shot over there the first time. And there was really nothing but the man-made beach and I think the little restaurant. And that was all I showed y'all. And I showed y'all one property. I had on a hard hat. Oh my God, it was a mess. But now they have like the lagoon or the lake and all of that built, and it's really nice. So I'll revisit it and see, you know. Let me tell you, I hope Devlin was supposed to be in the background, y'all reading me the questions and making sure I answer everything. So I'm making sure we got it all done. Ricardo said next 5 years it will look like, Cheryl said, Ricardo, next 5 years, Punta Cana will look like Brick City, the same as Miami. And I believe that, especially in Los Corrales, El Cortecito area. It is like they are building those apartments on top of each other. There's no breathing room. So, we'll see. But hopefully, they're not ruining our beaches. So if y'all are thinking about coming to Punta Cana, come on. Yeah, I appreciate all of you staying on here and especially engaging with me. I have my few questions that people always ask me. I got those covered. But y'all have some really good questions. A lot of stuff I'm going to follow up on. And then next month, when I go live, I had a whole nother set of questions that people ask me that I think y'all are going to find very entertaining. But everybody, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all of my episodes. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And, just keep your questions and everything coming. And when y'all see me on the street, y'all can be like, Ebony. Y'all know my name is really Bridget, but I'm AKA Ebony. So y'all call me Ebony or Bridget. I'm going to answer. And I love meeting everybody. So don't be shy. Don't be afraid to approach me. I'm very approachable. And let's get a picture. And y'all see on my new opening, I got my subscribers on there. And I love my new opening. So I thank everybody for hanging in there tonight and just going live with me. And I can't wait till next month. And again, if y'all have some good episode ideas and y'all want to do it, or if y'all want to come here and shoot an episode and share your experience with me, absolutely, let's do it. My producer loves to hear somebody else talk. Instead of me. So yes, good night, everybody. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. I am signing off, and next Thursday will be a good episode. The next Thursday's episode is a really good episode. So you guys, see y'all then. Take care. Good luck for everybody, whatever you have going on, and hopefully I will be welcoming you soon to Punta Cana. Bye. Okay, and